Hey there, guys. What is going on? Sloppy here. And, yeah, you guys probably see the title of the video. This is sort of a quick video talking about some of the things I'd love to see in the Creativerse game moving forward. Trying not to complain about the things we have or things that probably should be changed, but more ideas that I think would be really cool for the game moving forward. You know, I really love this game. I've got, you know, more than 1,000 hours in it. I think well over 1,000 hours. I'm kind of afraid to look. And, yeah, so I'm not trying to say anything negative about it. Obviously, I love the game. These are just some thoughts I was having of things that I'd love to see moving forward to make the game, I think, a little bit more enjoyable. And we have a new studio running Creativerse now, and I'm just spinning like a top in here. We have a new studio running Creativerse, and I think they have some big ideas. And yeah, I would love to get your guys' feedback on my ideas. If you have ideas of your own, I think we all love Creativerse, so I'd love to hear from you guys. I'm super curious to actually hear what you think. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into my first thing that I think would be great to see in Creativerse. For those of you who have been around Creativerse a while, you know that we've already seen some pretty wild storage increases. Things used to stack to only 99 items in your inventory, and then that got bumped up to 299, and now we're at 999. And also the inventory doubled from 30 to 60 with Pro. I think they doubled the amount you could put in chests from 30 to 60, or from 40 to 60, something like that. Also, you know, just being able to stack up to 999. So storage has already gone up significantly, which is, I mean, just a massive change that's for the benefit of everyone. But one thing we still don't have is like storage automation. I think there's actually a test feature, if I'm not mistaken, about storage automation already in the beta versions that are out. I think there's already storage automation in the works. It hasn't been introduced yet. I just think it would make a massive difference if you would be able to easily sort your items. You know, one of the biggest things about this game is item storage and keeping them organized, and if we could do that automatically, you know, you have one chest in the middle of the room, you drop all your items, they get sorted. That would be huge. Storage automation would just be such a nice change. It would just a nice addition. It would be crazy awesome. Even if it was super expensive and, you know, very end game, it would just be that's number one on my list. You guys have seen this before, the Creativerse homepage. Do you guys remember these? The Adventures tab. Adventures were a super awesome idea. They were super fun for a while when they were first released, and then I think Creativerse just forgot about them or stopped doing them altogether. Even their featured page, these are all really old adventures, and they're all incredible. But adventures feel like a lost opportunity. And there's a few things I would love to see, but mostly I just love to see adventures get an update at all. Adventures are super cool. You can save a part of your world and people can go and play it. So you can make, you know, prison escape adventures, parkour adventures, the mouse house, a mission to get the cheese. You play as a mouse and you're trying to escape. Adventures are really awesome, and there's two changes I think that could really make them phenomenal. One of them is the ability to save your progress. This adventure here is this amazing RPG done by Super Dave, and it takes about 25 to 30 minutes to complete. And that's probably about how long you can actually make an adventure. Anything more than that, and if people can't save their progress, you're kind of stuck, because how many people are going to sit there and play it for an hour, for 2 hours straight? The ability to save the progress would also make it really cool because, you know, for this example, this Wild West adventure, you know, Super Dave could keep adding on to it. You could come back and maybe explore, you know, hey, look, there's a new section to explore that continues the story, something like that. That would just be really amazing for adventures, the ability to save your progress. You know, you could make a whole world and keep expanding on it, and people could come back and save their progress and keep their items. And there's also been some really cool new items in-game that make adventures a lot cooler. The, you know, there's a sensor that can detect stuff that's in your inventory now. Stuff like that could make adventures and, like, minigame type stuff so much better. So it's a shame that adventures kind of just haven't seen any sort of thing, any update. The other thing I think could be really big for adventures is the ability to play adventures multiplayer. I don't know how feasible that is for Creativerse to actually do, but if you could play adventures multiplayer, it could be huge for like the minigame world. I know there's a lot of people who think, well, you could just jump into a world and play mini games together with your friends. Yes, you can, but a lot of people probably don't want you coming into their world because then you could screw up their mini game and mind blocks and do that. You also have a few extra things with adventures when people load into them. You can disable flying and stuff like that. So the ability to play multiplayer and the ability to save, I think, would be amazing for adventures. Along the same lines of the adventures thought, I would really love more mechanics to play with in this game. Recently, one of my favorite games is Minecraft. And one of the cool things about Minecraft is there's a lot of like unique farms and like weird stuff you can do. And that adds a lot of depth to the game. Something like making a mob farm using, weird mechanics. And I know you can make mob farms in this game, but they're a little bit strange. I really just love more mechanics to play with that you can sort of expand. I don't even really know what I want. I would just love more like intricate things you can do. We've got all these machines and they all do some really, really cool things. And, we've got some new ones that are really, really fun. I would just love to get more reasons and things to do with the machines era. We've got all these machines, they were added. I would just really love more things they could do, I suppose. Right now, you can turn on and off lights, you can open and close doors, block phasers when they work are cool. Fans are kind of unique. I'd love more things you could do. I don't know if that means reworking water mechanics so that water is a little bit more viable to use. Or lava, maybe. I don't know. I would just love sort of an expanded machines. Things to do with machines. We've got enough machines. I would just love more things that they're actually useful to use. And maybe that's just me not being smart enough and not thinking of reasons to use them. It just feels like whenever I think of machines, I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, they exist. I suppose I could use them, but like, why bother? And that's a shame. I wish there was just reasons to use machines more, I guess. This next one is... oh, hello. This next one's kind of already been addressed, actually, a little bit by the devs. And that's... I would love more reasons to explore the world. And they added villagers, and there's a few villagers that you have to explore to find, which is really cool. They just kind of walk around, you talk to them, and you get a challenge. They're also, I believe, adding new biomes shortly, which is really cool. So there are reasons to explore, and I guess we're getting more, but I would love even more reasons to explore. We've also, we've got this lore system, and it'd be cool if they tied maybe some of the reasons to explore to that system. Maybe there's a type of villager who lives in some sort of weird temple that has a few traps and things that, to get to the villager, you have to go into their building. I don't know. I'd love more reasons to go explore the world. And I feel like we're getting them, but it's just something I'd love to see more of. I'd love if the worlds felt more full before we started building in them. Like right now, they feel pretty good. Like the worlds are really cool. I love the biome generation. But I just wish there was more stuff in them, not to always compare this to Minecraft, but in Minecraft you have weird little villages and jungle temples and just weird little things that dot the landscape that you're like, oh yeah, there was stuff here, like it's a world. And in Creativerse, I feel like we don't really have that, so I'd love to just see some like random structures and things, just little things that add up, That's something. Along that vein, I didn't really have a place to set up to talk about this. One of the things that's really cool about Creativerse that they added a few years ago was around the holidays, you know, we get these block sets, and we get a few new blocks, and the way to unlock them is doing these little events. And when they first started, they were really, really cool, and recently they kind of relaunch it. It's always the same events, and, you know, you get the candy, and then you trade the guy. And I'd love to see more of that. Maybe not just around the holidays. You know, maybe timed events. You know, maybe like a world boss situation where, you know, a random Friday the 13th, there's some massive creature that spawns in that requires 5 or 6 people to kill. You know, reasons for people to get together on servers. I feel like server events would be a really fun thing to add to the game. You know, Creativerse for the past, you know, year or so has lost some popularity. And I think part of the reason is outside of building a project with other people, you know, the game's getting older and people are playing other things, but outside of, you know, getting together and building a project, you know, just to build something, there's not a ton of reasons to play with other people. And that's not even necessarily a knock on Creativerse. You know, it's a game that's based around building, right? So it's going to be probably kind of a solo game if you want it to be. But I feel like if there was some like world bosses, some world events that forced people together, it could be really unique and different. And, you know, they've shown the ability to add in events and things like that. You know, the Halloween event, the Christmas event, and there's not a lot of things that are challenging this game anymore, especially once you get to like the Lumite level. Like even fighting things, they take 2 of those slams, you can run around them. You know, we have that Rockzilla creature, that giant creature. It'd be cool if there was like bigger things to battle that require some cooperation. And I feel like adding in like timed events would be a cool way to achieve that. Like, hey, on, you know, St. Patty's Day weekend, there's some giant leprechaun in a top hat that attacks your world and you have to fight him. I don't know, something like that, or even just more world bosses that are difficult to fight that you can spawn in at any time. I just feel like that'd be a fun thing to bring people together. Yeah. I thought I would end this video where I started it, in our beautiful community hub. If you guys are watching this and looking for a world to play in, Discord in the server below. It has all the information about joining. We're currently doing a Star Wars project, which has been really fun, a community project. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of my list. I was trying not to be too negative. You know, there's a lot of things I would love to see changed or updated in this game, but you know, I feel like it's in a pretty good state compared to where we were not too long ago. I know a few people are still having trouble launching the game, and you know, I hope they fix that first, but you know, I feel like the game's in kind of a good situation right now, and those are just some ideas that I would love to see implemented. You know, just to recap: storage automation, adventures update, more reasons to explore, world bosses, timed events, something like that. Also, just stuff in the world, you know, a little bit more lived in, and more mechanics to play with. You know, those are couple things I would love to see. There's more things I'd love to see, but I'd also love to get your feedback. So let me know what you guys think in those comments below. I thought my suggestions were kind of doable. I don't know about the adventures one. I don't know how hard that is, or if they've just completely given up on that. This is the Star Wars area. It's so cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in those comments below. I'm super curious to get feedback on this. I'd love to hear what you guys think about what should be added to the game. And if you guys agree, disagree with my thoughts, but yeah, I look forward to reading those and getting back to you guys. And yeah, maybe I'll make another video in the future with some of your guys' ideas to sort of add up. I don't know how to end this video. I should just go. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.